I mean, it got off to a rough start for everybody. I mean, 3 and outs for the whole offense the first 3 times, so I don't put that all on Trey by any means. I thought the whole offense was sloppy to start. I thought he had a real good second drive leading there on the score. Made a hell of a play on the touchdown. I know it was almost a hell of a play for them with the pick, but that was the last guy on a bootleg. It flashed, and he put it on him, and that guy came in and tipped it, made a good play, but fortunately Dwelly was there. Wish we got that short yardage so we could finish that drive. It was hard to not put him in the third.
The touchdown, it looked like, I guess people would say, well, it was not a good play because it should have been a pick, but you're saying that was his last read?
Yeah, I mean, there was an open hole, and it was nice that he saw it, flipped and went for it. I'm glad he tried to rip it, and it was a tight window. I mean, could put a little bit more in front of him, but the guy came and made a good play on it, and ended up working out for us.
How difficult is it to evaluate Trey Lance when he's under that kind of pressure?
I mean, it's all the same. I mean, there's pressure in these games, and that's how they are, so I always take all that into account.
20 dropbacks for Lance, 7 handoffs. It's a little uncharacteristic for your style of play calling. Was that the plan coming in, or how did it unfold like that?
When you go 3 and out, unless you're running it 3 times in a row, the numbers will get skewed. So you're always throwing on the third down for the most part. So I think it got like that, and it's just usually when you don't play a game, it doesn't balance out. So it's kind of just how it went. It wasn't the plan.
What did you see from your young wide receiver group out there?
I thought they did a good job. I mean, we had a number of guys, and so we wanted to put some pressure on those guys, play them a little bit more than you do in a preseason game, especially Ronnie Bell, Tate Martin getting all that playing time. Thought they did a good job. I mean, Tate made it, thought almost a hell of a play, didn't get his feet in bounds, and thought Ronnie did some really good things. In the return game, had that good jet sweep, made some good passes. His best route was the one he served up to him on the pick, so that was unfortunate, but I thought those guys did show some good things.
Kyle, you said you care more about the joint workouts than the preseason game. So overall, how would you sum up the trip counting the joint workouts?
I mean, we got 2 good practices against them. I always like it when you can do that, and we practiced real hard the second day, especially with all the ones, so that's always good, so we don't have to dress any of them today. And, I didn't enjoy that game by any means today, but a lot of guys got a lot of valuable reps and gives them a chance to make our team and gives them a chance for us to coach them up tomorrow.
How was Sam today in terms of getting the play in and just all the logistical stuff his first time through?
Yeah, he was great. All 3 of them in terms of getting the play in and getting us in and out of the huddle. There was no issues at all.
Did you feel like they were going through the reads appropriately, or is that hard to tell at this point?
No, it seemed like it. I mean, we didn't have a very good run game. Had a couple drops. Had a few sacks. We just didn't play well as a whole. But there was no. I don't think there was many big mistakes on a misread or anything.
Kyle.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I mean, coming in the second half, and you're in there with 2/3s on the O-line. Same with the receivers and everything. So, we wanted to be careful with Sam for that reason, but we also wanted him to play too. So it was nice to be able to get Trey the whole first half, get Sam a little bit, and hopefully Sam will get a little bit more time next week. I'm not. I mean, it's unfortunate because I know the pressure on him when everyone's looking, and I know he missed those 2 today, but he's been great in practice. He's hit them all. I was just excited to attempt a long one, which was fun, but until it was missed. But he's been great. He handles himself well, so no issues here with me.
Kyle, you had 2 fourth downs where you didn't kick the field goal. Is that you just want the offense to stay on the field, see if they can continue the drive, or was it tied to Moody at all?
No, they were both 4th and 1s, and the first one I think was 3rd and 6, and I told the offense, you guys got 2 plays here, and but it was frustrating. I wanted us to finish that drive and get more reps for the guys, especially the quarterback, and we didn't convert on that 4th and 1. Yeah, I was assuming that maybe he wasn't. Maybe something else happened, but yeah, we're trying to get out of here too. So we want to go back home. We've been here too long.
Kyle, sorry if you've already been asked this, but what did you make of Ambry Thomas's performance?
I thought he did a good job. I think Ambry, starting off in OTAs and all the way to training camp, he's come back a different player than he was last year, and it looked like that from the sidelines. I thought he flew around, made a couple tackles, and I'm excited to watch him on the plane when I see the film.
He was off to running for his life, but I mean, were there? I'm sure you have to look at it, but were there opportunities where there were quicker decisions he could have made?
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's always the case. I mean, for anybody in this league, when there's a bunch of sacks, the line gets blamed too much. It's always usually there in the middle. There's places we get people out, and I mean, in our room, we're always hard on quarterbacks. You try to look through every way possible on how to not take the sack, and but you don't just avoid those by throwing picks and stuff too. So we'll look at it. We'll see what his chances were of being able to get those off. But I thought a couple he definitely couldn't, and a couple he probably could have. All right, thanks, guys.
it went for you personally in your quarter plus of action?
Yeah, I think, I feel like I managed things well. I think at the end of the day, we just, as a team, we just need to play better. As an offense, we need to operate a little bit better. And yeah, you put a lot of that on yourself as a quarterback. So, yeah, we just need to play better.
How challenging was it for you to have not your starting lineup in front of you with the protection?
That obviously, I think our guys are very capable, whether it's the ones, the twos, or the threes of going in there and playing good football. We just, again, we need to watch the film. Obviously our first live action, we need to watch the film, get better, and figure out the things that we need to work on and work on them.
Get more out of the practices than the actual game for the preseason?
No, I think the games are great work. Obviously practices are very important as well, but the games are great work for us to be able to go out there, operate, and play real football. You got real refs, you got the play clock, you got the down and distance. So yeah, it's just making sure that we go out there and play good football and consistent football, move the ball down the field, and ultimately put it in the end zone.
I realize this isn't the Super Bowl, and you played, this game for a little bit now. But I mean, did it help settle the nerves when you can complete your first pass, that nice sideline throw to Bell?
Yeah, I think in the preseason and playing football in general, you want to be able to find completions. I think that's the huge, when you're kind of out of rhythm as an offense to kind of get back on track, just finding completions and figuring out a way to move the chains. So, I think we did that a little bit, but then we kind of stopped ourselves on a couple of those drives.
Just having 4 quarterbacks on a bench kind of in between series talking and going over options, is there a lot of chatter? How do you guys kind of control that and solve things?
Yeah, it's great to be able to have a bunch of input. It's not like everyone's, chit-chatting to everyone. It's if they feel like they got something important to say, they'll say it. But at the end of the day, we're listening to what Greasy's telling us, to what Kyle's thinking for the next series. And again, like I said, if anyone sees something, they'll say it. But other than that, it's Greasy talking to us and relaying stuff that Kyle wants us to focus on.
Getting the play in, getting everybody set up, all of that whole process now.
Yeah, I feel like the operation is getting better. Again, like I said, there's still a ton of things that we need to work on, but we'll work on those things and get better. Thanks, guys.
Good. How you guys doing?
How would you, sorry, I'm like, still not used to
He didn't listen. You just said it. He didn't listen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right. You guys are getting warmed up
Yeah,
too.
you should not have seen my college GPA. I guess, how would you assess your performance today?
Honestly, I got to go back and watch the tape. And I think I have a much better idea. Definitely some good, some bad. But felt good to be back out there. Excited for next week. Continue to get better with these guys.
Were those first 3 series a whirlwind for you, Trey? I mean, they were quick 3 and outs, and you were under pressure basically all 9 snaps.
I mean, it doesn't feel good to go 3 and out, especially to start the game. So that was definitely frustrating, but obviously put on myself. You continue to be better, make sure the guys around me are ready to go. I'm ready to go. You know, it starts with me. So I put that on myself.
What helped you get into rhythm that 4th drive?
I'd say more than anything, just things were opening up. Had a good feel for what they were doing, especially after these joint practices. So it felt good. Even going into the game, those first few drives, just miscommunication, guys on different pages, and got to execute.
Trey, how is your chemistry going with Chris Conley? It seemed like your best throw of the day was to him for that third down conversion.
Yeah, Chris has done a great job, man. Just being consistent. One of those guys that's always on it, and that showed today. I think he took advantage of his opportunities.
Touchdown was unorthodox.
For sure.
Was that like a no, yes situation? Or?
It was a yes, no, yes more situation. Yeah, Dwelly ended up making a great play. The defense made a great play. I didn't think he'd be able to get to it. But yeah, guys made plays and it ended up working out. Yeah, exactly.
Trey, there's a lot of attention on you in these games, and I'm sure a lot of people are reading a lot into it. Is it hard not to put too much pressure on yourself, given all the attention?
It hasn't been, honestly. For me, I was just excited to get back out there. Honestly, today that was the biggest thing. Go play real football again. Go compete again. So that felt good, I guess, first and foremost. But obviously, the score showed it. But just from drive to drive, just got to execute better.
Trey, can you kind of describe what goes on the bench between series when there's 4 quarterbacks sitting there and Greasy talking to you too? Are there a lot of voices, or what's kind of the main point of the discussions?
Guys kind of talk separately. If I have a question on something, or Sam or Brandon, Brock, whoever it is has a question on something, or what we saw on a certain play or concept, then we'll definitely talk through it. For the most part, it's looking at what we saw and then turning the page on to the next drive.
Right. I don't expect you to go through each of the snaps on those first three drives, but you're under a lot of pressure. I mean, are there some where you're just like, man, I'm kind of screwed here? And I mean, in retrospect, are there some where you could have said, maybe I could have gotten it out quicker?
Yeah, for sure. I know there's one I definitely could have thrown away and avoided a sack, or at least it felt like it on the field. But again, that's one of those things I think I really got to go back and watch the tape, and I think I'd have a better answer for you after that.
In the offseason, you said all you wanted was a chance to compete. Given how the training camp and preseason has unfolded, is this sort of what you had in mind?
Just taking advantage of every opportunity I get, one day at a time. Like I said earlier, in training camp, just trying to stay present, focused, one day at a time, and trust that whatever is meant to happen will happen.
The play before your touchdown throw to Ross, you broke the pocket, and right before line of scrimmage, you were able to dish it to Willie Snead. How much of that was improvised? How much did you see the play unfolding, and what was scripted?
I'm all improvised once I got out of the pocket, but Willie made a great play, just keeping his eyes on me and continuing to work for me. And guys have done a great job, throughout training camp. Charlie had another one too on a scramble drill, just being able to find space and get open.
A play like that gives you confidence, Trey, that you need, or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, every completion does, for sure. But yeah, definitely like confidence in Willie, just knowing that we're on the same page. It feels good to know that we're on the same page, for sure.
Wanted to make sure that you didn't touch the ground before the ball was out of your hands?
Yeah, it was close. It was close. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm sure it was very, very close. It felt close. Awesome. Thanks, guys.